In the shadowy world of digital crime, millions can vanish with a single click, locked away behind impenetrable walls of code. But for one alleged Australian criminal, that digital fortress wasn't as secure as he thought. This is the story of how the Australian Federal Police, armed with little more than a cryptic string of numbers, pulled off a digital heist of their own, recovering nearly $6 million in cryptocurrency. The Australian Federal Police, or AFP, had their sights on a man they described as a well-connected alleged criminal. This individual wasn't a common street-level dealer. He operated in the sophisticated high-tech underbelly of the criminal world. His alleged business model was selling a tech-type product to alleged criminals, a vague but ominous description that hinted at tools for illicit activities. As investigators dug deeper, they realized he was amassing a significant fortune, not in cash stuffed into duffel bags, but in cryptocurrency, the preferred currency of the modern underworld. During their investigation, the AFP seized the suspect's mobile phone, a digital treasure trove they hoped would contain the keys to his criminal enterprise. As forensics teams meticulously combed through the device's data, they stumbled upon a set of password-protected notes. The real breakthrough, however, came from an image file stored on the phone. It was a seemingly random jumble of numbers and words, meaningless to the untrained eye. FP Commissioner Chrissy Barrett later described the discovery as a pivotal moment. The numbers were meticulously arranged into 6 distinct groups, with over 50 possible combinations. The digital forensics team, seasoned in the art of deciphering electronic secrets, immediately suspected it was connected to a cryptocurrency wallet. It looked like a recovery seed phrase, but it was deliberately obscured, designed to mislead and confuse. When confronted, the suspect refused to cooperate. He stonewalled the investigators, refusing to hand over the keys to his digital fortune. In Australia, such defiance comes with a heavy price. Refusing a direct order from law enforcement to provide access to digital devices or accounts can lead to a prison sentence of up to 10 years. The suspect was betting that his cryptographic puzzle was unsolvable, that his millions were safely beyond the reach of the law. He was effectively daring the police to crack his code, confident they would fail. For the AFP, the challenge was set. The chase was no longer just on the streets. It had moved to the ones and zeros of the digital frontier. The task of untangling this digital knot fell to a specialist within the AFP, a data scientist who has since earned the moniker of the agency's crypto safecracker. This wasn't a typical policing role involving stakeouts and interviews. It was a battle of wits, fought with algorithms and intuition. The data scientist stared at the image from the phone, at the 6 groups of numbers that held the key to $5.9 million. He knew that standard decryption methods wouldn't work. The criminal had intentionally created what he called a crypto booby prize, a puzzle, designed to send investigators down an endless series of dead ends. The sheer number of combinations over 50 made a brute force approach, trying every possible sequence, a monumentally time-consuming and likely futile endeavor. The team needed a breakthrough, an insight into the mind of the man who created the code. The data scientist explained his thought process, noting that some of the number strings felt wrong. They didn't have the clean, random quality of a computer-generated sequence. Instead, he sensed a human touch, an intentional act of manipulation. He observed that some of the strings looked like a human had modified the sequence by adding numbers to the front of some sequences. It was a subtle but crucial observation. The criminal hadn't just relied on the wallet's inherent security. He had added his own layer of obfuscation, a personal, man-made twist to the cryptographic lock. This realization shifted the entire focus of the investigation. The team wasn't just trying to crack a code. They were trying to reverse engineer the criminal's clever, deceptive trick. The hypothesis was simple, yet brilliant. What if the extra numbers were decoys? What if the criminal, in his attempt to be clever, had simply added a superfluous digit to the beginning of each numerical sequence in the seed phrase? A 24-word seed phrase is the master key to a crypto wallet, and if even one part of it is wrong, access is denied. The suspect had banked on the police, assuming all the numbers were part of the legitimate key. The data scientist decided to test his theory. He systematically removed the first number from each of the cryptic sequences, stripping away the suspected decoys. He then reassembled the now modified phrase and entered it. For a tense moment, there was nothing. Then, access was granted. The digital vault swung open, revealing a staggering balance, 9 million Australian dollars, equivalent to 5.9 million United States dollars. The crypto safecracker had done it. AFP Commissioner Chrissy Barrett, in a later speech at the National Press Club, lauded the effort as miraculous work. It was a testament to the evolving nature of law enforcement, where digital acumen and human intuition are as vital as any traditional investigative technique. This wasn't the first time this particular data scientist had proven his worth. In a separate, unrelated case, the same anonymous expert had successfully employed another unique decoding technique to recover over $3 million in digital assets, further cementing his legendary status within the agency. He was becoming the police's secret weapon in the escalating war against crypto-fueled crime. In both of these high-profile cases, the recovered cryptocurrency was seized by the AFP-led Criminal Assets Confiscation Task Force. This specialized unit is dedicated to ensuring that crime does not pay. The seized funds don't simply disappear into a government account. They are held pending a court order. If the court rules for confiscation, the money is transferred to a Commonwealth account managed by the Home Affairs Minister. From there, it is strategically redistributed to fund crime prevention programs and community safety initiatives. The criminals' ill-gotten gains are, in effect, recycled back into society to fight the very type of crime from which they were derived. The case of the booby-trapped crypto wallet stands as a powerful symbol of the new cat-and-mouse game being played between criminals and law enforcement. As criminals turn to ever more sophisticated digital methods to hide their wealth, police agencies are forced to innovate, recruiting specialists who can think like their adversaries and dismantle their complex digital schemes. This successful seizure sends a clear message to the underworld: no digital vault is truly uncrackable, and no fortune is completely safe. For the Australian Federal Police, it was a victory not just of technology, but of the human ingenuity that ultimately saw through the deception.